Hello guys, what's up? Welcome to my second video for the 0 to 4 view who are watching. Thank you. Thank you for you guys giving your feedback last time. I think one of you mentioned tone of voice is important because I'm naturally a very low energy. My natural voice is more like, "Hey guys, how's it going?" So I think tone of voice is important because, I guess it gets people attention better. So I have a lot of misplaced low energy. I think there's a lot of well-placed high energy. There are times where you ought to have higher energy when you're communicating things. Let's get into my first topic, I guess. Something that's been on my mind. I haven't really organized all the thoughts, so I'm just practicing some impromptu right now. Just gonna keep talking whatever's on the top of my head. So the topic is how Pokemon explains how music is more powerful than atom bombs and tanks and weapons and all that. Okay, so you guys played Pokemon. You guys know there's like different types that are weak against each other, so I'm going to only mention 3 types, which is a fighting type, psychic type, and ghost type. And I think those 3 explain reality pretty well. I think all of you are aware of the 3 realms of body, mind, and spirit, physical, mental, and the spiritual realms. And so fighting type is weak against psychic, and psychic is weak against ghost. So pretty cool, huh? How I guess the inventor of Pokemon, I forgot what his name was, how he thought of that, or his game consultants, I'm not sure. So let's start with fighting type. So, okay, those are all the muscles and arms and feet that kick and punch and all that, which is totally weak against mind attacks because all the mind controls all the limbs. So if you lost your mind, then you kind of lost your limbs. And so mind, interesting enough, is psychic is weak against ghost, which I translate as spirit. So, the mind, I guess it could be controlled by, I guess it could be ideas, it could be, your mind can be controlled by love, or it can be controlled by hate, or it can be controlled by, I guess whatever, things that cannot be seen. I'll get into that more later. So let's see, fighting, psychic, and spiritual. Okay, so where was I gonna go with this? Okay, so let's explain how music ties in with these 3 types. So ISIS, I think it cannot be stopped by tanks and bombs and guns because it exists in another realm. One friend describes it as trying to kill cockroaches. ISIS exists as an idea, a system of beliefs. There we go. I think, spiritual would be better described as system of beliefs, truth claims. Okay. So ISIS, it's very hard to be stopped by these weapons because it exists within the spirit realm, not necessarily the mental realm. I guess you could explain. It's kind of tough to explain. Music is it's totally defining of culture. Music, art, and literature, they're all the same thing. And I guess I could put music with art and literature. All those are more powerful than tanks because they control the mind and the spirit realm, right? So that's why North Korea and China, they're very fearful of any Western influences infiltrating their land in any shape or form, and any literature, art, or music, or food even is dealt with very harshly over there because they know the threats that it has. Once upon a time, North Korea received this balloon sent by South Korea filled with choco pies. And that was a big deal because now the North Korean people know that they have choice of products, choice of snacks and food, and that was huge. And I'm pretty sure you guys heard of the South Korea blasting K-pop across the borders on these ultra sized speakers, and that was a big deal. So now some North Koreans are now aware that they have I guess selection of music, that there's some kind of different culture that exists outside of their world. So yeah, going back to ISIS, let's see. So what was really interesting, of course, there's been a lot of ISIS members that have been killed or bombed. So there was a story where these ISIS members were either they were disowned or abandoned somehow. I forget the full story. But then these Christians took them in, and so they totally converted to Christianity because of that. And I believe that the gospel is the only way to defeat ISIS, with love for your enemies. So that's a whole spiritual realm right there. So culture, once again, is the power to define reality. And so you got physical stuff, you got cities. Okay, let's define society in the physical sense. Okay, so you got infrastructure like cars, food, buildings. I'm just looking at stuff around me. You got a lot of economics and types of resources, and so let's look at the unseen things. So you got the sociological things like maybe unemployment rate or cultural values, some other unseen things. I wish you guys were here with me to help me come up with, brainstorm some of these things. And then, so I guess society would also exist. Also, the spirituality of the society. So in America, we have, it's very diverse over here. You have relativism, atheism, Christianity, Islam, Buddhism, Catholicism, you name it. It's very diverse over here in America. Other countries, you'll see it's only one religion, like Islam or atheism for China, or Taoism or Hinduism for other countries like Southeast Asia. So let's go back to where my whole point was. So, okay, I think I did kind of explain how Pokemon explains why or how music is more powerful than bombs. Okay, so yeah, there you have it. So music, a lot of psychological, emotional, and mental things go on in that realm. I think ultimately, so that could influence a lot of moods. I went to Hard Summer a couple weeks ago, so a lot of music in there. Music these days, I guess this is a whole completely different topic, but the lyrics are very, I would call it kind of existentialist, because it's kind of like, oh, so how would you interpret it, you know? sometimes the author of the music would have an original author's intent in the music, but they leave it up to audiences, interpret anything they want. That's a whole different topic that we can get into. But yeah, I think I proved my point here. I reached 10 minutes. So once again, thank you for listening with the intent to provide feedback. I'm still working on chewing on these ideas, breaking them down into English, I guess, as opposed to just floating amorphous ideas in my head. Thank you once again for joining me, and your feedback is appreciated, and thank you for joining me in developing these skills. And I know some of you expressed that you want to join me in this too. Cool. Let's start a little Facebook group or something. I don't know. Cool. Well, thanks again. Catch you later.